We are leaving our gravel parking lot here, and we're saying goodbye to our friend Darcy that you can't quite see over to the right. We've been here 4 nights now. Thought I was only going to stay 1. And it's been interesting. Darcy and I have been here the entire time. The fifth wheel that was to our left came in, I think, my 2nd day here. The trailer that was over here to the right, I think that guy lives here. And there have been a number of other people in and out. Been interesting to see the way that they park, you know? Like, some of them got really close to me, and I'm thinking, really? Was that really necessary?
Head northwest on Upper Lake Access Road. Then
Okay.
turn left on US 93 North.
So we're going to ease up onto this road because it does have scrapeability possibilities. Got it. We made it. That was the entrance to the Pahranagat Wildlife Reserve campground on our left there. And we ended up in the gravel parking lot because we couldn't get a space at the campground itself. And being in the gravel parking lot, which is BLM land, I thought I was only going to stay for 1 night, right, Kit? But then I had a bunch of stuff I was trying to get done, so I decided to stay for a 2nd night. And then I looked at the weather forecast and where we're heading to. Well, I was going to leave after 1 night because it was going to be cold overnight the following night. And when I say cold, I mean like a high of 38, I think it said. But when I looked at where we're heading today, which is Cathedral Gorge, that was only going to be a high of 30. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's not awesome. So I decided to stay. And that would have put me into leaving on Saturday. And since I'm heading for a state park and it's more likely to be busy on the weekends, I decided to stay for another night and leave today. Today's Sunday. It is Sunday, April the 20th. It's Easter Sunday, as a matter of fact. And I'm hopeful that by the time we get up there, we'll be able to get a spot. I think checkout is 11 o'clock and it is 10:57 a.m. right now. Currently 65 degrees outside. Some of the nights that I'm planning to be here, it might be down into the upper 30s, but I think mostly it's going to be low 40s, low 70s during the day. Sounds like pretty perfect weather to me. I don't know why Garmin thinks I'm too close to the right, but it does. But we are going to try and make a quirky stop along the way. Alright, that's making me crazy. Not gonna lie. We are going to check out the Alien Research Center. I'm not sure if it'll be open or not, but we're going to check. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. I'm right in the center of the lane, guys, which you should be able to see. So we've got 15 miles, 16 miles to the Alien Research Center, and our total trip today is about 1 hour and 15 minutes. So not bad. That's going to make me crazy if it's not making you crazy already. Oh, come on, I'm on the center line, and it's telling me I'm off to the right. I think I need to recalibrate that. So not a whole lot else to say. I mean, you know, I've been day by day, I've been walking a little bit more. Kit and I made 1.03 miles this morning. I would not say that I'm healed by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, the bone has still not yet fused. I talked to the guy from OrthoFix the other day, and I need to wait about 3 more weeks, get another x-ray done, and if it still is not fused, then I can get the bone stimulator, which should be covered completely by Medicare. So that'll be awesome. Welcome to Alamo, elevation 3450. Garmin thinks it's 3517. We got a population. We got an airport and a cemetery. I think there's a fairgrounds here too with, you can get dumping water for $5. I'm not going to do either of those things since I'm going to a state park. And I'm not even down a quarter of a tank yet. I've only got 90 miles on this tank of gas, so I'm not going to bother getting gas yet. I've got a 55-gallon tank. And I don't know if that comes standard in the cutaway chassis. I think it does. Because the Lazy Days that I had, that was a 2000 model that I bought brand new in 2000, that was also an E450 and also had a cutaway chassis with a, built on a cutaway chassis with a 55-gallon fuel tank. And if I'm actually really truly getting 11 mpg instead of 9 mpg, that'll be nice. Just another beautiful day. I'm enjoying traveling again. I'm enjoying traveling again. It really does feel good to be back on the road. And I've got a bunch of cool stuff mapped out over the next couple of weeks. Got some more ghost towns, got some petroglyphs, got some caves, I think. Some cool little old towns with interesting architecture. So we'll see. We'll see what we get to see, but we're going to start with the Alien Research Center, assuming it's open.
Wake up with the sun in our eyes. Sally forth, no need for goodbyes. Journey calls, let's roll the dice. Every mile a new surprise.
Alright, well, we are going to take a brief detour from our intended route in order to check out the Alien Research Center. So we're turning left on Nevada 318, and I think we have to continue for about a mile, mile and a half.
Continue on Nevada 318 north for half a mile.
Oh, because we're gonna get on 375. Actually, I'm gonna pull over right here though, because I did not put my soda stream down, and I don't want to take a chance on it falling over and breaking. So I'm going to fix that real quick. This is it, the extraterrestrial highway. And I can't recall, but I don't think I've ever been on this road. So we're not going to go all the way to Rachel, but we will check out the Alien Research Center, which is just a brief 0.4 of a mile down the road. And as I said, may or may not be open. I think this is it right up here on the right. It says open. Let's just take a look. Area 51, Alien Research Center, Earth Station, Area 51. Welcome to our universe. We got a very bumpy driveway. Souvenirs, cold drinks. I think it really is just a gift shop, but we're gonna go check it out. Quiet cat. So it's a U.S. Air Force installation.
75 south.
Photography of this area is prohibited. No trespassing. No drones. I could put my sticker over there. I think I will. I'll just hop out and do that real quick. Let's do that real quick. Excuse me, Kit. Got yourself all wound up, huh? Okay. Well, that's the first of the new stickers that I've put up there. And this guy's filming everything next to me in the no photography zone. I don't really understand the no photography zone. I don't really get it. And I have to say, guys, hope you're not disappointed, but I'm not going to bother going inside. I just like the idea of being able to say that I was here. So I guess Nevada likes to name their roads for tourism purposes, because we've got the extraterrestrial highway here, which goes the other way, obviously. And then we've got US 50, which they've dubbed the loneliest highway. And we are going to be spending quite a bit of time on US 50 in a little bit. A few days or a week or so. So we'll get to see some of that. But in the meantime, we are going to get on down the road. So I guess we're going through Caliente today. Don't know if there's anything worth seeing there or not. And wow, somebody has this pull off over here marked as an overnight stop on I-Overlander. I mean, I guess you could if you were desperate, but there's other places that would be better to sleep as far as I'm concerned. Like the gravel lot that I was in. But that wouldn't be the worst place in the world to spend a night, I guess. Okay. 42 miles to Caliente. 68 miles to Pioche. I spent quite a bit of time around Pioche a couple years ago and really enjoyed doing it. There's a city park there that's free with hookups, as I recall. Pretty sure I got that right. Pretty sure I had hookups there. This is the Great Basin Highway. We tried going to Great Basin National Park, I guess that was 2 years ago, and that was a disappointment. But it was tempered by finding a really nice BLM campground outside the park. So, and the reason Great Basin was disappointing to me was that even at the 25 feet that I was then, I was too long to go on the drive to the top of the hill, to the top of the mountain, and there was something else that I couldn't drive to. I couldn't get a campsite inside the national park at all, and what else? Oh, and part of the deal was that, you know, they have dark sky programs, and I was going specifically because I wanted to do that. Well, even if I had been willing to drive back into the park, I checked before I left to go find a place to camp, and there was no place for me to be able to park for the dark sky program. The way they had the parking lot set up, there was no place for me to be able to park. So it would be even worse at my current 28-foot length 3 feet longer and actually much heavier. But that's okay. Just beautiful, beautiful hills here. I love all the rock formations and the sills and all the stuff. Bright blue sky. What could be better? But I'm going to leave some of it up to your imagination. Well, we are up to 6,250 feet at the Oak Springs summit. And apparently we're going to be descending as well. Not quite sure what elevation Cathedral Gorge is at. We'll find out in another 25 miles. Wow, the speed limit, according to Google, is 80 miles an hour here. Good grief. I'm doing 58. That seems fast enough to me. And since we're descending, I'm going to actually slow down a little bit more. Look at these views. We can see forever. I tried unplugging the Garmin and plugging it back in to see if that would stop the repetitive out of lane warnings, but it didn't. So I have no idea what its problem is today. But I am definitely pretty well centered in my lane. Not wild about these guardrails that are basically at the lane marking. But, you know, oh well. We've had several trailhead signs. And also a sign for the BLM Trilobite site, which, if I had looked up in advance, I might have been willing to do, but it was dirt road and I didn't have any idea how far. Oh, I do have a signal though. I guess I just could have stopped and looked it up. Oh well. We've also passed the turnoff for Delamar Ghost Town, which was 15 miles down a dirt road. And I was going to go there. I did actually research that one, and the reviews that I read said it was the dirt road was bad, washboard, rocks, recommended high clearance 4-wheel drive. I'm thinking, yeah, probably not. 15 miles of dirt road, probably not. Because of course one of the issues is, you know, you don't want to get like 5 miles in and then find out you need to turn around, but there's no place to turn around. That could be really bad. And that said, I missed many fewer things than I did when I had a truck and trailer, because I wouldn't even attempt that kind of thing knowing that it would probably be almost impossible to turn around. And on the other hand, if I had a truck and trailer now, it would make it much easier to pick a place as a base and then drive around. You know, drop the trailer and drive around. But to my way of thinking, I'd end up using a lot more fuel that way than I do currently, and I'm pretty happy with what I get to see. You know, don't get to see everything, but that's okay. You know, you don't always get to see everything. And I'm kind of liking the idea of an electric trike rather than an electric bike. I want to do some research on how well that will work out for trail riding. And I think the answer is just fine, because most of the trails that I would ride an electric bike on, you know, they're going to be wide enough to be able to handle a trike. And they're not going to be anything too gnarly, because I'm not going to do that anymore. But it would be nice to be able to do a little more exploring from wherever I decide to park than I'm capable of doing just on foot. So we're not down 1,000 feet yet, we're only down to 5440. So that's about 800 feet from the summit. But we're still dropping down. Yeah, Garmin thinks the speed limit is 70, Google thinks it's 80. I think Google is probably more accurate, because I haven't updated the Garmin software in probably 2 years. Might want to do that sometime, I guess. Squiggly road according to the map. Again, I'm going to leave some of it to your imagination. How about this view, guys? Look at that sill up on top of that mountain right ahead of us. And then we're going to come around this next ridge. This is very cool. Restaurant, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Huh. We must be coming into Caliente now, since we've got a reduced speed coming in. How beautiful. I remember we were on a motorcycle trip, maybe heading to Bend, and I wanted to detour to Caliente. And I was outvoted. Can't remember why I wanted to detour to Caliente, but I did. 25 miles an hour. Cemetery to our left. Caliente! Service clubs and churches. Elevation 4398. Wow, that almost exactly matches Garmin this time. RV park over there. Shady motel with a train on it. Oh yeah, Kershaw Ryan is down here to the right. Is this where the cool train station was? Might be. I think it is. We'll know in a minute. We've been to Kershaw Ryan before. We haven't stayed there. I swear that building was white the last time we came through here. This, what's that color? Is that ochre? Colored train station over there to the right. See it? I'm pretty sure that was white. I'm gonna have to look that up. Because we did some walking around here. It was a fun day. Been a couple years ago. So we must have come south this way after we left Cathedral Gorge. Wonder what we got going on here in the trailer. Oh, coffee. Okay. Cute little town. I really love the roads less traveled. You get to see so much more cool stuff. Caliente Hot Springs Motel. But apparently there are no more Caliente public hot springs that I could find. I looked that up because I was going to stop if there was. See, this says Hot Springs Motel. I guess it might be open again. I don't know. But I've got another hot springs on the route in a week or so, I think. So we'll see how that goes. Agua Caliente. Okay. Let's get some more beautiful scenery on the other side of Caliente. Pretty beautiful, huh, Kit? Wow, you can't see the draw off to our left here, or the canyon that runs between the mountains out to our left. That was very cool. Open range cattle, 70 miles an hour. Pahranagat, 15 miles. Pahranagat is just past Cathedral Gorge State Park. And how long we stay there will in part depend on how long my food holds out. I'm pretty well out of vegetables. I've got, I say that, but I've got a couple of heads of romaine. I got the broccoli salad I made the other day. I've got some more red cabbage. I have a sweet potato, I have an onion, and a few tomatoes. I'll be saute the cabbage and sweet potatoes together. Throw in some onion, be good. I got enough broccoli salad for at least 2 more days. And I made tomato soup the other day. That's what I'm going to have for lunch. Once we get parked, I'm going to make tomato soup and a grilled cheese sandwich. Yep. So this is mid heading toward late April, and the last time I was through here was late June of 2023, so not quite 2 years ago, but it was bloody hot in June. I think the ideal time would probably be the end of April through May. I think May is probably ideal. And I'm thinking that because it was going to be so cold over the weekend, maybe some of the people that were planning to come camp didn't. And there'll be plenty of room left for me in the overflow. And in fact, one of the reviews that I read said they ended up in the overflow because the campground was full, and they thought it was awesome. They said they had great views, plenty of room, so we'll see. Part of what's interesting to me about my western excursions this spring and summer and fall is that I'll be hitting up some of the routes that I was also hitting in the east last year. Like US 6 is just about 6 miles ahead of us. We're going to be on US 50, and we have previously hit both is this my turn? No, next one. We've hit both ends of US 50, and I think we've hit both ends of US 6 and many of the parts in between. So here we are turning into Cathedral Gorge State Park, and what's interesting is it doesn't really look all that interesting when you first pull in. Do I need to go in here? Restrooms, gift shop info. We're gonna go ahead and drive through first and see if I can just pick a site. I think I can. And if not, we'll come back out. Do not enter when flooded. State Park Division on the right. And it's funny, I don't really remember anything about the drive-in. I just remember how different the landscape looks once you get in here, because there's going to be like a ton of slot canyons. Pay station ahead. Campers proceed to campground. In many ways, I really wish I could have convinced myself to get a van, but I couldn't. I guess they're just parking there. Oh, that's the dump station. Duh. Campground turn off in a quarter mile. Yeah, you can start to see the formations here on our right. Can you see this? There's the campground turn off, and day use is straight ahead. See, this would be a good place to have an e-bike. Pretty cool, huh? Hopefully this is showing up for you guys. If you look over to the right, those formations turn into slot canyons. and you can wander all up in them. It's very cool. In fact, all the state parks in this area are very cool. Okay, campground to the left, group use straight ahead. Well, there are definitely some open sites here. Dogs on leash only, one way in what appears to be the wrong direction. Okay, so I gotta go find the overflow. Sites 1 through 24. All sites require the $10 hookup fee. That's 1 through 24. I don't want to pay the $10 hookup fee. The site that I had here the last time, I backed into a post and broke my bike rack. Yep, I did that. 10, 11, it was this one right here that I did that on. Site 13. That wasn't very lucky to me. No camping. Oh, nothing over 30 feet. Okay. Okay, well, we gotta go find the overflow. Plenty of reservation tags up on the post, so I guess it's 22. Let's go find overflow. Oh, this way. I guess that's all group. Overflow camping along the edge. Well, I'm going to ask, because I might just go right here. Excuse me, is this considered overflow?
Yeah, I think kind of the whole area is.
Because it says overflow along the edge of the road over there, but I wasn't sure about these sites.
Yeah, I'm really not sure.
What'd she say?
I said I'm really not sure. So.
It's first come, first serve.
This is first come, first serve?
Yeah,
She's the expert.
Okay. Cool. Then I should be able to park here if I can make myself fit. Awesome. Hang on, Kitster. Okay, stop. Stop. Hey. What do you think? Should we take site number 1? Are we number 1? I think we are. Let's see if we can get in here and get off the road and be relatively level. I think we can.